question at the forefront of your mind is, where the hell have you been? Or where did you even go? Or does it even matter? And honestly, probably not, but I'm gonna explain it to you anyways. But first, I gotta show you something. I finally nailed my pancake recipe. Okay, this is chicken. This is a frozen chicken tender. How did I not realize this is a? Okay, bounce along. I still suck at cooking. So after the...
Oh, it's my Pokemon Kirlia. Suddenly, a giant, massive, rampaging Pac-Man. That's it! Bang! Bang!
2 months ago, I took a little time to sit at my desk and clear my head. Where the fuck did the X go? Turns out the little X that's been sitting on my desk since April, don't ask, I don't remember what it's from, went missing. How long it had been missing and how I didn't notice, I'm not really sure, but the one thing I did know was that I had to find it. Ow! So that took about 3.5 weeks to figure out, but the good news is that I found it. Of course, afterwards, I noticed that my GameCube controller that I used to teach Jeffrey Jeffersonson how to play Super Smash Bros. Had been replaced by a PlayStation 2 controller. Damn it! So I spent another 5 weeks looking for that. It turns out Jeff himself stole the controller and I had to beat the shit out of him to get it back. It's another story for another day. Anyways, while I was sorting that fiasco out, it turns out my resume went missing. So I had to go look for that for another 3 days, and while I was doing that, my closet broke and I ended up in Uruguay, I think? But the point is now I'm back and things can finally go back to normal. So, that being said, I have no idea what to talk about. How about we put this thing to use?
You know, there are a lot of different ways to play video games. Home consoles, handhelds, plug-and-plays, phones, but the platform that's widely considered to be the most hardcore would definitely be PCs. I mean, what's not to love? PCs can practically do anything, and you have access to pretty much any game ever made as long as you're willing to bend the rules a little bit. Plus, a lot of people prefer using a keyboard and mouse to controller games compared to a controller. I'm not one of those people, but the market is still there. But another pretty big plus that comes with PC gaming that you don't have on a lot of other platforms is modding. Modding is the act of digging around in a game's files and changing or adding stuff to create a new experience, ranging from anywhere from not too different on first glance to, is this the same game?
Now, I do think modding on its own is an interesting enough topic, but I feel like it's kind of hard to appreciate without an example. Maybe in the future we'll take a look at more mods for more games, but for now we'll stick with, are you sick of me talking about this game yet?
Oh man, this game. Celeste is my fallback game. Literally, the entire state of Louisiana could be destroyed and I would still find a way to talk about this game, which is crazy because I don't even live in Louisiana. Now, Celeste has a very dedicated fan community. You either love this game or you haven't played it yet. There is no in between. But because of this, the modding scene around this game is crazy. It's not like the most popular game to mod or has any super famous mods or anything, but there is still a very large group of people dedicated to getting the most out of Celeste, and it is awesome!
But before we can get to the game with the mountain in Canada, we have to go to a mountain in Nepal first.
In order for the mods we download to actually work, we need a program to keep them nice and organized and load them into the game. Fortunately, we have Everest to handle all that. And even more fortunately, it is very easy to get our grubby little hands on it. All we have to do is go onto Google and type in something along the lines of, yeah, that one mountain that's really famous for being super tall. Hey, look, there it is. Then we could go to this different website called Game Banana.
I have no fucking clue why.
And we could just start downloading anything that looks interesting.
Except that's the old-fashioned way of doing it. More recently, there's been an even easier way to manage your Celeste mods, but in order to get to that, we have to go to a mountain in Greece.
This is Olympus, an app you can install directly onto your computer that makes it even easier to manage your downloaded Celeste mods. You see, Game Banana has mods for lots of different games, so Olympus here just keeps things focused on Celeste. I mean, it's not like Game Banana isn't an intuitive website to use, it's just that Olympus makes things a little more streamlined.
Frankly, I'm relieved it's this easy. As someone who's never dipped their toes into modding until like 20 seconds ago, this has been a quick and painless experience. So let's get all these downloaded and boot up Oh boy.
Oh man, where to even begin? I downloaded so much and now I have no idea where to start! Well, how about this? I've beaten everything in the base game of Celeste. The A-sides, the B-sides, the C-sides, farewell. I've gotten all the crystal hearts and all the strawberries and even a couple golden berries too. I'd consider myself pretty good at this game. So here's the next logical step, the D-sides. Shit, damn it, bitch,
I couldn't even get past the first screen in the first level.
Actually, that's not technically true because now the prologue is also filled with a bunch of tricky platforming, and I did get to the end of that.
Yeah, that's right. I beat the prologue D-side. What'd you do today?
Alright, but we're gonna have to jump into something slightly easier so I don't go insane. Here's the CC sides.
Oh, great!
Well, the good news is that I actually made it past the first room. The bad news is I still didn't make it past the first level. I mean, just look at this room, which I'm assuming to be the last one. I just don't have the patience to put up with this. I'm sorry, guys. That being said, the very small amount I did play of this was a lot of fun. It's essentially if the base game C-sides were the length of a full level as opposed to a couple screens.
Sorry, but come on. These last two mods were a fluke. I am good at this game, I swear. So bring in the next one. What else you got for me? A level I can only get 3 screens into?
So here's Sprint, which funnily enough bears no resemblance to the mobile data provider.
Damn it.
Also, it's stupidly hard.
Damn it.
However, props where props are due. This is awesome. I mean, look at this. The crazy neon aesthetic, the music is super catchy, and there's this really cool dash extender mechanic thingy that makes you shoot off whenever you dash over it. And the platforming here, well, yes, it's incredibly difficult, is unbelievably satisfying to pull off.
Well, it's awesome or whatever, but in all realism,
Damn it, 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 damn it!
I'm not off to a great start. So you know what? Let's go to the complete opposite end of the difficulty spectrum and look at something that's painfully easy.
Here's Cat Isle. You walk around a big level and you pet all the cats. And that's it. This is really just supposed to be a simple and relaxing time. So many mods for this game are obsessed with being sanity testing, patience pushing murder gauntlets, which, I mean, I get it. Part of Celeste's claim to fame was being challenging. But it's also really nice to just have a short level to kind of zone out to. It's sort of a pseudo-open world, if that makes any sense. Rather than being a point A to point B level, it's just a big playground to walk around and pet all the cats. There's also a couple time trial thingies that give you strawberries for completing them, which is really cool because I didn't even know you could have stuff like that in a Celeste level.
Oh, it's just a cute little level that's not really supposed to be all that challenging or frustrating. Like, it's technically not even possible to die. That being said, I did somehow manage to die twice. I'm really disappointed in my video game playing abilities. Alright, let's try something else. What the hell? Did I change the game? Alright, I'm gonna go with it.
So this is the secret of Celeste Mountain, which presents the answer to the question I'm sure everyone has asked at some point. What if Celeste, but Metroid? And it turns out that this secret love child is actually really cool. It's honestly the perfect hybrid of these two games. It's not as open-ended as an actual Metroid game, it's more like a really super long Celeste level where you slowly gain back your full moveset as you play. But it's really got the ambiance of a Metroid game. I mean, the music and the look of the different sections, I mean, out of context you could definitely confuse this for Super Metroid, and I think that's awesome. And of course it's still hard. Not unbearably so, it's along the lines of a B-side, definitely not a walk in the park, but it is still a lot of fun.
Of course, now that we've combined Celeste with Metroid, the most logical next step is to combine Celeste with Nintendo's most popular franchise, F-Zero. Okay, fine, we'll do Mario.
So here are two mods called Quickie Mountain and Quickie Mountain 2, both of which are based off Kaizo ROM hacks for Super Mario World, and boy do they feel like Kaizo ROM hacks of Super Mario World. But they're a lot of fun. It's kinda surreal to see Mario assets in Celeste, but it's the fun kind of surreal, like injecting maple syrup directly into your bloodstream. And the music is so damn cool. Like, they changed the map theme to be a slow piano rendition of the Mario World map theme, which is such a nice touch. And the first level in Quickie Mountain 2 has this phenomenal remix of the overworld theme from Mario World. It's so good. I can listen to it until I start playing the next mod.
Speaking of which, the next mod we're taking a look at is called Faux and Monolith. I have no idea what that means, but that's just what it's called. But hey, maybe the meaning will be revealed to us when we finish it. So enough preamble, let's...
Holy fuck, the colors are going insane! I may not be prone to seizures now, but after playing this, I may be. That aside, this is infuriatingly cool. This level makes heavy use of a couple of the more advanced mechanics in Celeste, like wave dashing and wall bouncing, and combining them with the Kevin blocks from Chapter 6 in the base game to create its platforming challenges. And said platforming challenges are pretty strict on your timing. You have to be ready for your next move exactly when the level wants you to be, or you're gonna be here for like 2 hours. Guess what happened to me? But it's unbelievably satisfying to pull off these rooms, and combine that with the gorgeous, albeit a little loud, visuals and beautiful music, and this is definitely a winner in my book.
So at this point, I think it's becoming incredibly obvious how insane the power of modding is. I could keep going. I could bring up mods like Glyph, which has this insane gimmick of swapping between 2 different versions of the level to get through the rooms by going through these glowing boxes or whatever. I could bring up Metropolis, which has these new pink bubbles that are like a combination of the red bubbles and the feather where you constantly move forward, but you can still control your vertical movement, and the level's also really hard. I could bring up Cryoshock, which also has new bubbles that don't refill your dash when you use them, and the level's a lot of fun, but also has an obnoxiously long final room. I could bring up the Road Less Traveled, which is inspired by some Robert Frost poem and has this really cool bird mechanic, and the whole level overall just has a really relaxing vibe. And I could bring up Guneline, which gives Madeline a gun. But instead of bringing those up, there's still a pretty burning question. See, the majority of the mods we've taken a look at today are single levels long. Sure, a few of them have a couple levels to them, but most of them are one and dones. So, is there a mod that can give us a full game's worth of content? Surprisingly enough, yes there is.
These are the Spring 2020 and Winter 2021 collabs, both of which feature a bunch of original levels from a bunch of creators thrown together in one package. They've got their own unique music, unique level gimmicks, they've even got their own unique UI elements. There's a lot going on in these. Now, the Winter collab is a little more scaled back than the Spring one. Where Winter only has 1 lobby with like 10 plus levels, the Spring collab has 5 lobbies with like 10 plus levels, each lobby getting progressively more difficult. But regardless, both of these collabs have an insane amount of content and so much attention to detail and expertly crafted levels in them. Like, every single level in these has enough unique ideas to be its own mod, and they're just all here gathered in one place.
I mean, if you were only gonna pick one mod from what I've covered today, I don't know why you would do that. They're all free and they're all excellent, but if your mom is only letting you pick one, then these collabs are gonna give you the most bang for your buck. But I think the most unbelievable part about these mods is that they're all fucking phenomenal. You would think going into this that there would be some gross mods or some bullshit unfair mods or mods that are just plain bad, and while I'm sure those exist, they're kind of drowned out by the sheer abundance of quality mods. I would have to look, and I mean really look, for a bad mod, which really says something about the dedication of these modders. Anything I've mentioned today could totally pass as a level in the base game. If I didn't know any better and you just showed me one of these levels and told me it was part of a random new update, I would 100% believe you, and that is awesome. There are some very talented creators in the Celeste modding community, and I think it is just so cool that they make all of this just for the hell of it. Modding is free. You don't have to pay to download mods, you don't have to pay to make mods. It's all just made by fans who love the source material and want to show off their love for the source material, and that's just the coolest. Because that's the other thing. As much as I love Celeste, it's got great story and music and gameplay and level design, and I beat it every day for breakfast, even it gets stale after a while. So these mods keep the game fresh. There's so much cool stuff to check out. You could come back to the game every day and have something new to try. Well, I'm fairly comfortable saying I'm back in the swing of things. I mean, the only thing I have left to do is set up my new security system so my stuff doesn't get stolen again. I mean, it can wait. I don't have to do it right now. I can look at 1 or 2 more mods. How about it?
Here we have the Celeste Randomizer. Basically what this does is give you a string of random rooms from any level in the base game, and you're just supposed to deal with whatever it throws at you next. You can adjust how long the string of levels is, how difficult it will be, if there's strawberries or not. You can make the levels into a maze, which is really easy to get soft locked in. There's just a lot of customization options to make this as insane as possible.
And it's just really funny seeing what it throws at you next. It's a really entertaining way to keep you occupied for a couple hours.
There's also extended variant mode. The variant mode is something you unlock after beating the base game of Celeste, and it gives you some options to make the game as hard or easy or cursed as you want. An extended variant mode is that to the kajillionth power. Like, there are so many options here, it's kinda overwhelming. Fortunately, there's a randomizer for this too, so you can have the game pick for you. You just set whichever variants can be chosen from, set how often they change, and watch the magic unfold. What the hell am I looking at? What the hell am I looking at?
Okay, that's gonna do it for me. I really shouldn't have even entertained the idea of looking at more mods. Sure, I was only distracted for like a minute, but I really can't have all my stuff stolen again, so I gotta go set up this son of a bitch!